Okay, here I'm going to show you how to repair the keypad in the Logitech Harmony 620 remote control unit. This has two different kinds of buttons in it. It has metal snap domes for this here, and the rest is all rubber contact switches. To get started, you need a very small Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver, and you just take the batteries out. That. Also for the repair you need some isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I like 91%. If you only have 70 you can get away with that. And maybe a cleaning rag, Q-tip, something to clean with. Now there are 4 screws. 2 of them are in here, these holes, and they're very small holes so you can't fit a large screwdriver in there. So you need a small screwdriver. All of these screws on the housing are the same size, so you don't need to keep track of them. And there's one here. And then the last one is a little tricky. It's underneath this sticker over here on this side. Just fold that back. You can see that last screw. Now it's snapped together, and it's kind of hard to get these apart without breaking one of the snaps, but they're not too critical because it's screwed together as well. Okay, this is what I like to do is try to pry it from the back, and then if you apply some pressure, you can get in with a screwdriver, and a little bit easier to unsnap the snaps when you've got some pressure going on there. There you go. Oh, and then the other side just came off. Got a little front window. Now there's 2 more screws down here by the battery terminals, and these are different. So you want to make sure you put the same screws back in. Once you got those 2 out, you just grab onto the battery terminals and it comes right out. Over here on this side, the front, we have the keypad with the rubber pills. And here's the circuit board. These right here are the metal snap domes. And the rest are all just rubber buttons. This is a shield. This really does nothing but shield interference. But it also makes a nice spacer for a membrane keypad. So you can just flip this over if you want. One thing I did was take the flat screwdriver, put it through one of the holes, and then that'll hold it from flapping back. And that gives you an opportunity for cleaning. You can use a rag or Q-tips and just clean. I'd clean all the buttons whether they look like they need it or not. Usually there's dirt or oil in there messing it up, and these black pills can fail also. So clean it up really nice. Now you need to get under these 2, so you can come in with the Q-tip, however many Q-tips you need, depends on how bad. You could also just get down like that without flipping this over. It's easier if you can flip it over though, for especially all these. So now I'm going to pull that screwdriver out because I need it. We got the metal snap domes down here, and you could heat these up with a hair dryer, make it a little bit easier, but it's not too bad. You can just go in there. We're going to chuck them anyway. Just peel off that sticker with the metal snap domes. And we've got the replacement one. Now, what you want to keep in mind is you don't want to touch the metal underneath. They're covered with plastic on the top. But when you're applying this, you don't want to touch the metal just because you'll put some finger oil on there and it might make them fail faster. So there's on the repair kit, there's little tabs. Oh, I got a little hanger there. There's little tabs on all the corners to make it easier for you to hold on to and apply. So I'm going to go in and center it pretty well, and you have a little bit of leeway, but you want to get it as close to covering the center of each button as possible. Oops. Sometimes tweezers might help. If you have any tweezers, it can really help with aligning stuff like this. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to push it down to stick it down there good. Yeah, if it doesn't look quite right, like one of them's really crooked, not one of them, there's going to be two or more crooked, or all of them are side to side. You could peel this off right away and put it back down. That looks good. Now for the rest of the buttons, you just apply, this is a conductor sheet, so it's going to replace all the rubber pills on this. And it's got holes for the plastic pins and everything. So you just place it down in there. There's holes cut out for those 4 posts, and it fits right in. And that's pretty much it. So now we just put the remote back together. And one thing I want to point out to you, I had this thing break on me. There, it can move, and it could break from drops, or you hit it and it could break, and you'll have to resolder. If something like that happens, you'll have to, let me focus this in. Yeah, you'll have to resolder them on there. You got another part here, this one. Any of these with big things that can move with leads has a potential of breaking. So if you do have some major problem with your remote, you might want to check those out first. Okay, so we got it all back together. I got those 2 screws. Yeah, and they got a flat bottom, flat end, where the other ones have a cone head and a pointy tip. So these are the 2 little ones. There. And then this part just goes right like that. And to get this isn't too bad. I like to start up here, and it there's a ridge right there where this ridge right here fits into. So as long as you get that pretty much lined up, there we go. Then you can just snap it shut. Oop, that did not. That popped out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now all these screws have the cone head and a long pointy tip. Got 4 of them. And the one under the sticker again. Okay. You can put your batteries back in. This one has a bad display. But I'm just gonna power it up here. Next. There we go. Yeah, now you can see the green button when I push a button. Comes on, and the metal snap domes, you can hear those buttons click, and the other ones are more silent.